Welcome to Tokyo Disneyland! Yes, we are in Disneyland right now, and I'm going to be talking about me revisiting some of the experiences that I've been to before in this video. Of course, in another video, I talk about my first time being in Fantasy Springs and also with the announcements made to Tokyo Disney Resort and what's coming. You can check those out, but here we're talking about some of the themed events that are happening. There were three between April the 8th and June the 30th. So over at Tokyo Disneyland, when you step through, you will notice there's some overlaying, there's some installations, and it's all to do with celebrating Donald. There's a series called Disney Pal-Palooza, and this time around it's Donald's Quacky Duck City, or Donald's Quacky Duck City. And basically you have events related to this, whether it be some food and drinks and also lots of merchandise. I felt like Donald should have been there. I didn't see Donald. In fact, I didn't see any characters this time around visiting the park, strangely. But also, I suppose there would have been a map to tell you where to go to get this limited food and drink, just like they did for Tokyo Disney Sea with the Food and Wine Festival. So they were happening concurrently for the same period. Tokyo Disney Sea Food and Wine Festival also had a map. That one I'm sure of because I got one. It's a paper map which with a repurposed old map, which they don't give out anymore, right? So, but then on this repurposed map of the park, they put like the food stuff instead. I do have to say that the pictures of the food was really quite underwhelming. Like it was just like plain bread, and some of the food just really didn't look appealing. And I'm feeling that more, I feel, because I'm comparing it to Epcot's Food and Wine Festival, which is so well done. It's so elaborate. The descriptions of the food and the pictures taken are so specific to the places they're from around the world, which is what Epcot is about. And it's just so beautifully done. So I was expecting more of Tokyo Disney Sea's Food and Wine Festival. They do so much better, I feel, like with the rides. Like Pooh's ride animatronics is amazing compared to the Pooh ride, the dark rides in the US. And so it's surprising that they're not getting the food quite right. In fact, there's some food experiences that are quite, not so right. And I've done another video about guest experiences and how to navigate that. You can check that out in the video description below. But now moving on to the third thing that was happening during this period, April 8th to June 30th, Star Tours, the adventure continues. Now this has gotten a brand new mission featuring new characters as well as a new planet. So basically, right now, your chances of getting this is like a guaranteed thing, and the others that you're used to are sort of in the back burner for that time period. In any case, and moving on now, so we're going to be talking about other things. We started Tokyo Disneyland with a Starlight Pass, which is something I wasn't that familiar with because I always start at the start of the day. But the Starlight Pass allows you to start your day at 5 p.m. I was with friends who are now new fans of Disney, and so I suspect I won't be having to use Starlight Pass anymore. In any case, we also started out the adventure at Adventureland, which ironically, we found out later, all the things that we visited are probably going to be taken down because of the new announcements. Again, I made a video about that that you can check out. But new rides are coming in, and so the rides that we actually went on, Jungle Cruise, unfortunately, the Railway, as well as the Tiki Room, and hopefully not Mark Twain's Riverboat, but I think that will be part of that, are all going to go. So that was nice that we got to experience that. And so that answers the question about what's going to be happening with the Swiss Family Treehouse, because that was there, but it was blocked off, so that's probably going to go as well. Meanwhile, outside of Adventureland, there was an overlay at It's a Small World, and this was not on my radar. I didn't do my homework, unfortunately, because I love Baby Groot. It's a Small World has a Baby Groot overlay, and it just makes perfect sense, right? Baby Groot in It's a Small World. He is not only in one little part, he's in many sections doing different things with other Marvel characters. And now I only have videos to watch to enjoy this, but it still gives me the kicks. So love it, Baby Groot, It's a Small World, a limited time only. Then later in the day, we checked out the electrical parade, and what was interesting was that I noticed that there was a little bit of a change from the 2023 version, where the float with Belle and Elsa now has a new character with it. So previously, Belle would just be by herself, but now I noticed that they've incorporated the Beast dancing with her, and Elsa used to be by herself, but now she has Anna with her. And so those are two new little things that I noticed that were fun. Over to Tokyo Disney Sea now. So basically, like I said, the Food and Wine Festival was happening, and it was not so greatly done. We did, though, visit Soaring, which was another whole interesting thing now. So basically in Soaring, you get in line and it's new, and they've themed it to this very whimsical sort of Italian feel. And the reason is because of an IP that's not talked about a lot. It's the Society of Explorers and Adventurers, which has a backstory to, you know, Haunted Mansion as well as Jungle Cruise. They're people, a society that collects stuff. They go out, you know, they collect artifacts and things like that. So Mystic Manor in Hong Kong is also part of that. So basically Soaring is that. They've overlaid it with that theming because this society was founded in Italy. What's interesting, though, is the ride doesn't have anything to do with all that theming. So for a first-timer, it would seem that they've just lost sight of what they were developing in the queue, right? And it doesn't make sense to them. But for someone who's familiar with Soaring in other parks, this little theming at the start, you know, is looked upon as effort. So it's welcomed, right? So it's interesting how Disney attractions, depending on the filter where you come from, can have such a different effect on people. In line with the Society of Explorers and Adventurers, over to Fortress Exploration at Tokyo Disney Sea. Well, the Fortress was, you know, under renovation in 2023 and has now opened up again. And I think there's some new things. Of course, the planetarium is the epic thing to visit in that fort. You don't feel like there are a lot of things happening up there. Just, you know, like you just think you get a view of the lagoon, but actually there are little rooms, and I don't know if it was there before, but I feel like maybe it's new. There was a room with a hanging pendulum that was very exciting. And there was also a room with sort of a forced perspective kind of thing. So that was really interesting to see that. I think it was all hand painted on the walls. Very, very cool stuff indeed. In the line for Soaring, as part of all the backstory to whimsical Italy, there was also previously we were not allowed to film the room, but there's a TV screen that doesn't look like a TV screen, and it's sort of matte, and then it changes the effect. You can take a look. I've actually filmed it now. Now that it didn't say anything about filming it, it's wonderful technology. It's like that Kindle you use, right? It's matte and it's not LED. I don't know what technology it is, but it's awesome. Then over at Tokyo Disney Sea, we head on to something I had never done before, which was to find Ariel's grotto where Prince Eric's statue exists, going right into the movie. Something the parks can do, I say this all the time, but movies cannot, to take you right into the scene. And, you know, no wonder I didn't find it before, because it's actually part of the kids' sort of play area, which I didn't think I could step into. And now, you know, stepping into it, following where I thought it would be, looking down from Triton's area, you look down and, you know, you can do that on the upper level. You follow that trajectory and then you find it. My friend actually found it. You actually follow the little starfish patterns on the floor and walk into a little narrow corridor, and voila, it's there. Beautiful. So I got that ticked off the bucket list. Other new fun stuff includes staying at the Disneyland Hotel again, but at the Mickey and Minnie room. I do have to say the twin beds are smaller, but you do get a view of the castle at Tokyo Disneyland, so that's amazing. You can also slide the door ajar, the window door, which is as far as you can open it actually. There's a stopper that prevents you from doing that. But you get to hear the park ambience, the music, as well as like, cheering and shouting and festivities happening. So that's very nice. So here's a little trivia about the train and the railway at Adventureland. Basically, if you notice, there is only one station at the railways. So here's a little trivia about the railway systems in Japan. There's a rule that says that you can only have one station on a track. Otherwise, if there are more than one, you would have to ticket it and you would have to charge your guests. So to avoid charging their guests extra within the park, both Tokyo Disney Sea and Tokyo Disneyland have railway tracks that only have one station. And so now you know. Overall, it was great and fun revisiting these attractions. I also have videos about the merchandising and how it differs in the different areas in Tokyo and the Disney areas. Also about the new announcements that were made, and also the guest experiences that I've had. You can check those out in the video description below. Till the next video, take care.